All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back. So this video is going to be bananas, and we're going to just get right into it because I got multiple things to tell you. I'll just tell you in advance exactly what we're doing. Okay, Bongino seems to me to be revealing what it is that he saw when he was at the FBI, when he made that post that was like, "I will never be the same. We can't run a country like this." That whole thing. This seems to be him very seriously alluding to it. So we're going to look at that. Also, a new video of the guy just came out that is so scary, and I'll tell you exactly why. I just got done, as you guys know, watching the interview that he did with Bannon, right? So he's sitting there, he's being all personable, he's being all normal, you know. Hi, let me be my most personable self, yada, yada, yada. Now, we all know now that he represents who? You know, I honestly, I don't even want to say their names. Now that I know that's what his story is, you know, rhymes with moth, you know, moth kids. What? Like I have to come up with code words because they will put your video out to pasture. The most powerful banking dynasty of all time, and it says in the email to Teal, this is who I represent. Okay. Once you know that that's the case, right? Now everything that you see from him, you're like, so this is their forward-facing representative, and do you understand what it would mean if they really are what, you know, has been implied that they might be? It's the scariest prospect ever. And this video looks exactly like that. When you look at it, you're like, this is not the same person that was getting interviewed by Bannon at all. Like if you're a person who reads the poker table and you're looking at people, this guy, this is not that guy. This is someone who's now talking to someone on the inside, right? Like Bannon is on the outside. He's got to present his normal self. This is him on the inside. And the New York Post also put out a video, or put out a new report saying that, oh, here are these new pictures to prove he really is dead. And they made an enormous mistake, an absolutely laughably enormous mistake that now I'm like, there's no question. And I'll tell you what that is also. Now, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and tell your friends because I love you guys and I would definitely appreciate it. And also, everybody like this video as well. So you sub, you like the video, and then tell me down below what you thought. Now, also, it is the Super Bowl right around the corner. And so I'm going to show you a super quick commercial for PrizePicks because they're going to be doing incredible stuff for the Super Bowl. So check them out really quick and then come back and you are going to be terrified when you see this. It's NFL time, and that means it's time for you to join PrizePicks. I don't understand what's daily fantasy. I'll explain that later. What you need to know right this second is that if you deposit $5 and put it in play, they will guarantee give you a free $50 regardless of whether or not you win with that $5 entry fee. Wait, I deposit $5 and I get $50 back regardless of whether I win. Yes, that's correct. So that'd be a 10x return guaranteed. Yeah, that's correct. So who wouldn't do that? I don't know, man. You tell me. Everybody is doing it. So tell us what else we get aside from $50 free. Well, you get to play the best daily fantasy game on the entire internet. Talk to me like a child and explain to me how to play. PrizePicks could not make this game more simple. You're going to pick which sport you want to play, and then you're going to start picking players that you're going to add to your roster. Then we're going to decide whether they're going to get more or less than the stat line provided by PrizePicks. We're going Shedeur Sanders, and we're going more because we are eternal optimists. Let's say you want to start small and you put $5 in play on your first roster. You can win up to $187.50. But if you're a big baller and you want to put, let's say, $50 in play, you can win up to $1,875. But let's say you are a big wallet gangster and you want to put $500 into a single roster. You can win up to $18,750 if all of your players deliver. Now, we also got some new features coming in with this new football season, and you're going to be able to play the same player up to 3 times with 3 different stat lines if you want. It's already live on Major League Baseball and WNBA. When you go to PrizePicks, you use the link in the description and you sign up and you use promo code JesseOnFire, you are going to get a free $50 once you put $5 in play. Use the link in the description, sign up using promo code JesseOnFire, put in $5 in play, and get your free $50 back. That's a 10x return. You are welcome. I love all of you guys. Let's go. Well, I literally just had to call an audible because I did the Bongino part, and I need to put some space between the beginning of the video and that. I just spent the last 15 minutes editing a 1-minute clip because, anyway. So that's what you have to look forward to is that, and then the video that came out of the bear. But let's look right here because Alex Jones is asked if he thinks that the guy could be alive after the prison guard whistleblower documents were released.
The night that Jeffrey died, and he said that was wheeled out in a medical wheelchair and that he was handcuffed to the wheelchair, taken to a transfer van, and nobody ever saw Jeffrey Epstein again. And he thinks they switched him. What do you think about that, Alex?
I think there's a very good chance still alive. I mean, I don't know, but we're being completely lied to. Yeah, witness protection type stuff. He was a major CIA spy, working directly for Bill Barr and his father. I mean, Bill Barr was a young man running Iran Contra, and then Attorney General twice. And we now know from documents that came out that he was with Fannie Willis in Georgia getting the indictments ready before the election in 2024. So, yeah, no, I mean, I'm not saying I'm still alive, but I wouldn't be surprised. I don't believe any of this. And it's because Epstein, and people say, oh, you're covering for Israel. No, I go where the truth is. More than anything, he was CIA. And now you have the King Charles's brother now has been detained by the police. He'll be brought in for police custody. I mean, the rats are leaving the sinking ship right now. I mean, this is historic. It's very, very dangerous. And I'm not saying we're out of the woods yet, but for God's sake, saying 3 days ago or 2 days ago, oh, I'm exonerated. Oh, yeah, because they lied to him and said, sir, there's a bunch of lies about you. And plus, we can't prove it. So he's like, okay, you know what? No, this is your victory. This is your Excalibur. But you've got to execute it. And it's yours to lose. Just cry havoc, let loose the dogs of war, to quote Shakespeare. Now is the time that people want truth. We need the truth. It's already devastating. It's not going away. I mean, Epstein went from being a 10, like in Spinal Tap, to an 11 to 100. I mean, it is now just, this is never stopping. It's never going away. And it's emblematic of the collapse of the old power structure where we are right now. So lead, follow, get out of the way. Trump's already the leader. He's totally innocent. Just come out and lead us on a crusade against the Islamicists, the leftists, the communists, the globalists, the EU, the Chi-Coms, and Trump. We will back you 1,000,000,000%. We want action.
Now, we're going to come right back to that after the Bongino thing, because I'm going to show you the image that they put out, and I'm going to tell you how I know that it's BS. And the fact that they put these out is very, very telling, because guess what outlet they put them out in the New York Post, which is exactly where they dropped the pictures where the ear was wrong. You know, the original one, like, which lines up exactly with what the guard said, that they switched them. And then you look at the ear, you're like, is that the same ear? Because that is definitely not the same ear. Like, if this ear's fake, then like, what are the odds that it's the same person? Pretty slim. Right? So we're going to come back to that in a second. All right, let's do this thing. We're going to get right into the clips. Check this out. This is Bongino.
I want you to pay very close attention to these three numbers. 764. There is a network of people out there. This is what they call the 764 network inside the FBI. And folks, if you haven't heard about them, look them up. It's important because it involves the safety of our kids. But second, it involves another critical issue, which is surveillance and civil liberties. They're interconnected on this. This is a warning for parents. This group is disgusting. It is horrifying, the stuff they do. Matter of fact, we would get briefings in FBI headquarters, and our VCAC personnel, violent crimes against children, they would come in and they would brief us. And there's a big video screen in the conference room, like something you'd see like in a Netflix show. You know, it screens, because one of these videos played one time of what these 764 people are sending to your kids in chat rooms and elsewhere. Folks, you can't unsee it. It is the most freaking horrifying thing. I'm not even going to, I promise I'm not going to describe it because you'll throw up. And one time one of these videos played, once that your brain and tattoos in your skull, I don't know how these guys do it. What this network does is they find and hunt down your kids in these chat rooms for these online games and chat rooms elsewhere. Folks, you have to monitor this stuff. It is not a small network of people. It is an enormous group of people looking to do horrible things to your kids. They get your to cut themselves. They get their to get involved in sex, and it's self. Every single demonic thing you can think encompasses this 764 network.
Wow, and that sets us up real nice for what we got coming here in a second, because that is exactly what I think we are looking at with the bear. Because, bro, like, how do we find them? You know what I mean? Because they've got all day to plan and plot and be online. It's like, do you have any idea the manpower and the strategic ability that we need to have to be able to battle a thing like this that exists solely to corrupt and destroy? It's terrifying, man. First, though, I'm going to show you this. So this is the clip that I'm talking about. And if you haven't seen the Bannon interview, let me show you a little bit of that really quick, just so you can compare it in terms of like, what's his cadence like? What's he talking like? And then compare it to this. This is the real one. This is the real version of this guy.
Instead of asking me the question, should you take the money? Because I think it's a legitimate question.
You think it's a legitimate question?
Yes, no
Why?
question. Because I think about, I think you have ethics is always a complicated subject. But I can tell you that with the money I gave to help try to eradicate in Pakistan and India, instead of asking me whether that money should be given to these children for, I think you might want to ask their mothers who received the vaccine, who know their child now won't get polio.
So there you go, guys. Now, hey, we all care about kids. We really care deeply about impoverished kids. We want to help them. We really want to help them. Okay. But so you see, this is the version that he presents to the world. Now let's see what he's actually like. All right. Now here is who he really is from one of these like prison visits. And he's clearly talking to someone that is on his inside, inside his circle.
Anyway, I have pictures up on the wall. I had to borrow the Scotch tape to get the pictures on the wall. Okay, so Darren and I are sitting here. You can hear the echo. I'm pretending I'm talking to Darren. So, hi Darren. Are you guys having a good time? You can see I have a little sore on my face that I got from some black guy trying to kiss me. It's really disgusting. With his tongue. Oh, it's really, oh. Anyway, I have pictures up on the wall. I had to borrow the Scotch tape to get the pictures on the wall. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I can understand if that looks similar to you, like if you don't have the eyes, if you can't do the thing where you're just watching and it's like, who is this person? That is an extremely different person than the one that was talking to Steve Bannon. And when people show you two different versions of themselves, and one of them looks like an evil person, and the other one looks like someone who's, I want to talk about, you can bet your life that the real one is not the one who is talking about helping kids. Okay. I don't know, man. That video is so spooky enough that I would imagine some of you guys probably want to watch that again. So I will show it to you again since it's only 30 seconds.
Pictures up on the wall. I had to borrow the Scotch tape to get the pictures on the wall. Okay, so Darren and I are sitting here. You can hear the echo. I'm pretending I'm talking to Darren. So, hi Darren. Are you guys having a good time? You can see I have a little sore on my face that I got from some black guy trying to kiss me. It's really disgusting. With his tongue. Oh, it's really, oh. Anyway, I have pictures up on the wall. I had to borrow the Scotch tape to get the pictures on the wall. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Man, he is super scary, dude. These guys are super scary, man. Super scary. Man. And of course, now as we get over to the pictures that I referenced, we're going to take a look at something else though. Okay. So, all of a sudden, guys, okay, now it turns out that he was in fact working for a different country that no one saw coming. I don't think anyone saw this coming, but it turns out Russia. Probably a Russian spy is what that says. Okay. They somehow got Poland to own this, right? Like, so Poland is like, yeah, looks like there it is. All the evidence you need, guys. He definitely was not working for our intelligence agencies. He was working for Russia. Funny thing, though, about that is I actually did a show with Elizabeth Lane yesterday. You guys should go check out her channel. And she showed me an email thread where he was trying to get a meeting with the president over there. You may have heard of him. Vladimir something or other. Rhymes with Newton. I don't even know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not. But he couldn't get it. He couldn't get the meeting, and he was getting very frustrated. Okay. So if he was a spy for that country, it seems pretty bizarre that would have been in the files, like him actively trying to get a meeting and not being able to do it and getting frustrated, But again, he said that he represents the Rothschilds, the like global banking dynasty for the last, I don't even know, 500 years or something like that. They like people can't even understand how powerful they are at all. And like when I say like I say this kind of thing all the time. Like, listen, TPUSA is very, very powerful. Like they could get you like this or get you like that. Like when we're talking about these people, okay, what we're talking about here is they could walk down to like what the big guy said that one time. I could shoot someone in Times Square and I wouldn't, whatever. Like this is that. They could do anything they want. They can do anything. There's not a limit to what they can do and get away with it because they run the entire world. They own everything. They own everything. Everything. They own it all. Okay? So if you represent them and if they are what we think they are, then guess what, dude? There are no limits to what your behavior can be. So now we are going to go to the New York Post story. Okay, we're going to go to the New York Post story and I'm going to talk to you about it. I'm going to show you, believe me, you are definitely not allowed to show photographs of dead bodies on YouTube. And so I'm not going to, but I am going to show you one very important part of the entire picture here from one of the photos. Okay. So what on earth just happened? Oh, I know. There you go. So that right there, okay, what are you looking at? What would you guess that is? Probably no idea because it's so zoomed in. But what you are looking at right there is a bruise right there. That's what that is, okay? You can go look them up for yourself, okay? When you go look them up for yourself, and it's as a matter of fact, actually, here's what you can do. Very straightforward. Here's what you can do. You go to my X account and you go ahead and come follow it. And then you're going to go ahead and just go like this. And you're going to take a look at this post right here, which also has the pictures from this story. I'm going to explain to you why this is so important. It starts right here. Breaking. New York Post, Berenstein death pics. Now, why can I say that so confidently? Okay. Well, if we go back to my account, not to, get all weird on you guys, but like right here, here's my tagline: husband, father, black belt on the mic, and purple belt on the mat. Six Blades Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, well, how is that relevant, Jesse on Fire? Very simple. Okay. A purple belt is an advanced belt in Jiu-Jitsu, and especially on a team that is easily top 4 or 5 in the world. Definitely top 5 in the world. That's my academy. I train with if you go ChatGPT and go, who are the top 10 best jiu-jitsu fighters in the history of humanity? The guy I learn from every day is on the list. Okay. Basically jiu-jitsu and videos is all I do. It is all I do. The only reason that this is relevant at all, and the reason I don't talk about it all the time, is it's relevant here because what is jiu-jitsu as a martial art? You strangle people with things. And especially if you fight in the gi, which I do a lot, okay, you're taking what essentially breaks down into a rope that is around their neck, okay, because that's what it is. It's like, you wear a gi jacket and the collar is essentially a rope, like because you use it like a rope. And you have all of these techniques that you take it and you strangle them with it, right? All kinds of different techniques where you strangle them with a rope. Okay, my most recent one that I learned is called a loop choke, where I'm across here. Like if my opponent's here, I'll grab their collar here, right? And then I'll loop over and then I'll slide my other hand through here and then go like this. And it is such a tight choke. This is one I just learned and I just started hitting it on people. If I tried to exaggerate how tight this is around people's neck, I couldn't. It is like you can't find something, a technique where a rope like that is going to be tighter around their neck than that, except for maybe a couple other techniques, but it is as tight as it's going to get. What I'm telling you is that there is no world where that choke is going to leave a gigantic, a huge, exaggerated red mark around their throat. And let me tell you something else. Okay. Let me pull this up. Okay. This is supposedly what caused the marks on his neck. Okay. Anyone who knows jiu-jitsu, does jiu-jitsu, whatever, which is more likely to cut into your skin if it is being, choked on your neck. This stupid thing here, or a super tight gi jacket, okay? Because this right here, this ain't, he wasn't hanging, okay? If you're going to use this to put yourself down, let me tell you, okay? Whoever set this up knows a lot less about how you would do that than a person who trains how to strangle people unconscious or to death every single day, okay? Because bottom line is, the only way that you would have that mark is if somebody took a ligature and potentially, you know what I mean? There's no scenario where this would make that mark. None. Cannot happen. The only way is if you had that secured so tight to something, and you were able to like jump off of something, and even then it wouldn't do that to the neck. Okay, to do this to yourself in an environment like a cell, you would have to set it up, you would have to find the perfect angle, and you would have to sit into it. Okay, like it's not as hard as it sounds, because ultimately all you need to do is find an angle where you're cutting your blood off to your brain, and you'll know. And then just sit and take it. And as you go out, you just let it happen. You just go out. And then because you're out, okay, you're not going to move. You're going to just stay right there. Blood still cut off to your brain. You will be unconscious as you slowly slip into the netherworld. You're not, like, you'll never wake up. Okay. Like in jiu-jitsu, as soon as someone's unconscious, you let them go, and they're like, and then as the blood comes back to the brain, they're like, oh my God. But if you just keep holding it, they're going to die. Of course. Jiu-jitsu is a martial art where you choose exactly what the outcome of this is going to be. Just like any other I mean, like, it's no different than striking. If you knock someone out and you decide that you're just going to kick them in the face over and over and over and over and over and over and over, eventually they're going to die. But jiu-jitsu with the chokes, you're training to kill people with your bare hands. That is exactly what it is. Bottom line. And guess what? In none of those scenarios, none of the chokes that we use every single day, are you going to have a super dark line like that around your neck. That's a dead giveaway. So either he got killed, and I think that's what they're actually trying to sell us, because as you look at the other pictures in that post, okay, there are other very evident bruises all over his body. Like, I'm literally looking at one that's like, okay, you have this huge ligature mark, ridiculous. And then you have one on his, like underneath his arm, very obvious. And then you have another one up here by his lip, very obvious. Okay. Now, the only thing that this could potentially be, maybe, as I'm just thinking about this right now, is this could maybe be. Remember, like they said that he got attacked? That's the only thing I can think of, because he did have something on his lip. Remember, like in that video over there where I literally just put this together right now. Wow, I just put this together right now. I am embarrassed. But remember in this? So, he said he had this thing because this guy tried to kiss him or whatever is what he said. But he doesn't have the, I can't really see his neck. Nah, it ain't that, dude. It ain't that. Always assume if you can smell a rat, there's a rat. You know what I mean? There's something wrong here.